Welcome and happy holidays from 2K Sports. It's time for NBA action. In this game, we'll see the Atlanta Hawks going up against the Chicago Bulls. I'm Kevin Harlan along with Tim Legler and Greg Anthony. And our reporter on the sideline tonight, Allie LaForce. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east already. We are in December. We'll take a look at the Hawks. They're looking extremely sharp right now, poised in the top spot and playing very well. And, of course, there's the Bulls, just way behind.
And I think for the Hawks, they had pressure on them coming into the season. A lot of people were picking them to have a special year. And they haven't shied away from that pressure. They've embraced it.
Well, on paper, they certainly look dominant coming in, and that's exactly what we've seen on the floor. No one is going to want to face this team in the postseason.
Now let's take a look at the Bulls' opening lineup. We've got Yabusele. Jaden Ivey is out there with Sexton. Then it's Josh Giddey, and it's Collins in at center. And for the Hawks, Johnson and Okongwu man the post position. C.J. McCollum out there with Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And it's Daniels in at the 3.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Daniels against Giddey. Pass to Ivey. With the teardrop. Johnson with the rebound. And so it's McCollum with it. He brings it up for Atlanta. So nice to see Jaden Ivey back in action, Tim, after suffering that broken fibula last season.
Yeah, Kevin, he was just hitting his stride when he had a very difficult injury. In particular, he was upping his shooting percentage from the field. Now he's looking to continue that momentum.
And here is Giddey. After Jalen Johnson getting his shot to go from deep, over Daniels. Good for the basket, starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And honestly, Giddey mostly avoids that area, but nice to see him being aggressive.
Sexton against McCollum. Lets it go with the 3. Outside Daniel. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Sexton against McCollum. Sexton the pass to Ivey. Collins setting the pick for Ivey. Excellent defense from Daniels. Hawks have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Back to McCollum. Pass to Alexander-Walker. Collins grabs the miss. The Bulls have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Giddey. Yes, that goes in.
Well, Giddey loves to finish strong inside, and he knows how to take advantage of his size.
If you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Alexander-Walker on the wing. Puts it up from 12. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Well, the defense is going to try to shut down certain things, but it's impossible to deny everything. That's a skilled play right there.
Now here's Giddey. Steady offensive output from him, averaging more than 16 points a game. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
Also, the ball handler needs to wait until the screener's feet are set.
Pass to Alexander-Walker. Kicks it out to McCollum. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Alexander-Walker. It's rebounded by Giddey. Bulls trail by 5. Here's Sexton. That's good. And so Giddey with the assist.
You know, beautiful move there by Sexton. Read the defender and has the body control to adjust.
Alexander-Walker passes to Okongwu. Count the basket.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
And we knew coming into this game, we expected him to be very involved early.
Here's Giddey. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Giddey's got 6.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Well, with that kind of success, I imagine they'll continue to be aggressive inside.
Down low. And there's Okongwu. That's good on the assist by McCollum. That's now 8 points for Onyeka Okongwu. Last game for Chicago, it was a loss to Cleveland. Outside Collins. And Sexton has it in the corner. And so the ball out of bounds. McCollum touched it last.
A split second late, but almost came up with a steal there.
And regardless, it's great effort. You love to see that kind of hustle on defense.
And they've done a nice job controlling the defensive backboard to start this game.
Johnson in the corner. The 3 connects from three-point range. Johnson's got a couple of threes now in the first for Atlanta.
Well, Johnson has three-point range from all over the floor, but he was looking for that corner one right there.
And it's Giddey with the ball for the Bulls. 8-point game. Outside, Sexton. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
And sometimes it seems like Sexton wants to get hit on the way up. He just embraces the challenge.
In GA, the Hawks going young, trying to build a sustainable model for success.
And most of their starters not yet scratching their prime, so there's going to be some growing pains, but they're showing plenty of promise.
Now, here's Johnson, and he makes that one. That's now 8 points for Jalen Johnson.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Bulls trail by 7. Giddey goes in, and it's in off the backboard.
And he's got the speed to get away from defenders. Giddey turning on the Jets there.
McCollum looking it over. Five on the clock. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Look at McCollum just going to work. So good at using his creativity to find shots inside.
Ivy with it. We saw him with 19 points his last outing. Atlanta with the rebound. Okongwu's now got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And that one's good. Daniels.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Bulls trail by 9. Now here's Sexton. Okongwu grabs the board. Okongwu's now got 6 rebounds now in the game. Johnson kicks to McCollum. To the paint. It's deflected. And as it goes out of bounds, Atlanta able to keep the ball here. Let's see some of the numbers here for Zachary Rizachet.
And guys, how about the surge of offense he's experiencing right now? These last 5 games, he's been a machine at the offensive end. A different scorer than he had been earlier in the season. We'll find out if he can keep it going here tonight.
Okongwu with the screen from McCollum. Tries from 10. Just 3 to shoot. That one drops for him. 10 points for Onyeka Okongwu.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
So far, a great game plan and great execution, but we still have a long way to go.
Here's Sexton. After the basket by Onyeka Okongwu. Sexton finds Collins. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. The Hawks leading by 9. On the wing, Johnson. Okongwu with the screen for Johnson. Yep, it counts. Johnson's got 10 points.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
For Chicago, they've gone 7 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. On the wing, Giddey. He's covered by Daniels. Collins wide open. He fires. That's good. And so Giddey with the assist.
Not too much respect shown to him by the defenders.
And Quinn Snyder wants a timeout. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. Now we get a chance to view the NBA leaders in assists. 5th, Josh Giddey.
His passing has been so terrific. You can see his unselfishness really rubbing off on the rest of the team.
Atlanta leading by 8. And the foul called on Josh Giddey. That's his first foul. Atlanta making some changes. Kuminga's come in for Jalen Johnson. And it's Reza Shea in for Dyson Daniels. Chicago also making some changes. Booz Ellis comes in for Yabusele. And it's Simons in for Jaden Ivey. Now here's Kuminga. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Here's Giddey. In the corner, it's Booz Ellis. Jacks up a 3. Rebounded by the Hawks. Victory eluded them last time in Chicago when they faced the Bulls.
And their last time against this club, they really fell short at the free throw line. Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
And so Sexton will bring it up for the Bulls. Down by 12. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game played.
Yeah, I mean, their execution at times was flawless, but they also made some mistakes that ultimately did them in.
Well, it's difficult to win in this league, period, but it's especially tough on the road.
Free throw good, Sexton. Defenders going at Colin Sexton should be mindful of his prowess in the paint, Greg. He's pretty tricky.
That's right, Kevin. We tend to think of guards like Sexton as perimeter pests, but Collins a real plus when he's in close. Let him slip by you, and it's a deuce.
Well, Greg, hadn't this been a fun season so far? And it feels like the highlights just become more and more spectacular.
And that's because these guys are so competitive, trying to constantly one-up each other, and the fans are the beneficiaries.
And another look at that last play with the AT&T Connected Cam. And here is Giddey. He's coming off a 28-point game against Cleveland. A floater, and it's good on the way in. Giddey's got 10 points in the game.
Well, he is doing everything he can offensively in this quarter, but unfortunately, it's a team game, and he can't win this alone.
The Hawks leading by 10. Now, Reza Shea. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against San Antonio. Hield sets the pick for Reza Shea. Alexander Walker on the wing. Clock at 4. Over Sexton. A shot by Alexander Walker, no good.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Here's Sexton. Okongwu grabs the board. Okongwu's now got his 7th rebound here tonight. And there's the bucket from Kuminga. And the Hawks lead by 12.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Sexton kicks to Giddey. Outside, Simons. And Sexton has it in the corner. Puts up a three. Rebound, Atlanta. Okongwu's now got rebound number 8 now on the night. Three-pointer, Hield. That one's in, his first shot this game.
And they are shooting the lights out from distance here early.
And Billy Donovan wants a timeout. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy. Jock Landale's checked in for Atlanta. Vincent comes in for Alexander Walker. Chicago also making some changes. Jalen Smith, he's checked in for Zach Collins. Okoro comes in for Josh Giddey. And Jones subbed in for Sexton. A minute 20 left in the first quarter. Here's Jones. Pass to Smith. And that comes off the assist by Jones. Here's Rizeshe. Hield sets the pick for Rizeshe. And there it is for him.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
Well, these days, interior offense takes great determination and discipline.
There's 49 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Simons with the ball. 11-point game his last outing. Going inside. And the slam dunk by Simons.
Well, Simons is relentless. That's why his teammates and coaches encourage him to take the initiative offensively.
Here's Rizeshe, covered by Okoro. Outside, Kuminga. Pass to Vincent. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Landale. And the rejection by Smith. And now here comes Jones leading the break. Rizeshe with the steal. Floats one up. And the rejection by Smith. And it goes out of bounds. That one is off Smith. Let's take a second look at that fantastic block.
And that block might serve as a spark for this team. We'll see if it can ignite them.
Here's Kuminga over Buzelis. So as we end the first quarter, already a double-digit ball game. It's Atlanta. They lead by 13. We'll be back shortly live from State Farm Arena. And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for Atlanta.
And they've set the tone from the jump. They're looking to pound it inside and score in the paint.
And what a great job they have done sharing the ball. This is what team basketball looks like, and I love to see it.
On the court right now, second quarter for the Bulls. Williams is out there with Buzelis. Then it's Anthony Simons. Then it's Jalen Smith. And it's Jones in at the point guard position. Williams can't hit. The Hawks leading by 13. And Greg, the Bulls have said they're leaning towards building with depth, saying that star teams are more vulnerable to injury.
Well, they don't yet have a bona fide big-time star on this roster, so if you ask me, that might be a case of sour grapes.
And it's good, 2 points. Jones has got the opening basket here in the second quarter for Chicago. Atlanta's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Pass to Rizeshe. Back to Vincent. And out of bounds is Chicago gains possession.
And a moment here to see the numbers for Buddy Hield. Getting around 12 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he's a nice scoring threat in their second unit, a guy who provides instant offense.
Well, I just love his mentality and his approach. He is always ready to go when called upon.
Nick Richards, he's checked in for Williams. Now, here's Simons. To the wing on the left. One-on-one here. Here's Hield. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That one on Simons.
And very quietly, Hield is one of the best three-point shooters in our league, as dangerous as they come.
Shooting 2. We got this.
And he makes the first. Hey, Tim, what are some of the keys to sticking around for role players fighting to remain at the NBA level?
Well, if you are a role player in this league, you need to understand, you need to work at everything, but be exceptional at something. And I think that's the key. Growing up, all of these guys were stars. Now you've got to fit in and understand on a given night what your role is.
And your sensational aspect was your three-point shooting.
You've got to do it better than anybody else, Kevin. It's got to be at an elite level because there are guys out there waiting to take your job.
And you were elite. The Hawks leading by 11. Pass to Rizeshay. Now Landale, still without a basket. Just 4 to shoot. Kuminga, screen on Simons. Drains it from beyond the arc. And the Hawks lead by 14.
And you've got to be up on Hield, especially when he's beyond the arc. If not, he'll burn you.
Jones, the pass to Simons. And that comes off the assist by Jones. Simons has got 5 now.
And I like the back and forth here, showing confidence from range.
Yeah, he was so ready to answer that. These teams are just battling.
And Quinn Snyder wants a timeout. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust. So for the Hawks, Johnson, he's checked in for Jock Landale. Tyson Daniels comes in for Buddy Hield. And McCollum subbed in for Vincent. Then for the Bulls, Yabusele, he's checked in for Nick Richards. Josh Giddey comes in for Smith. And Ivy subbed in for Jones. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Good ball movement here by the Hawks. And that one's good. Rizeshay.
He's got a nose for the bucket. Rizeshay ready to go once he got it.
McCollum against Simons. On the wing, Giddey. Trying to come right back with the 3 of his own. But it's no good.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
McCollum against Giddey. And stolen by Simons. Here's Buzelis. And it's off from three-point range. The Hawks leading by 14. Rizeshay with it. And Simons picks him up defensively. And the shot is good.
I really like when Johnson is finding his own offense like this, particularly when he's that close to the basket.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Pass to Yabusele. Here's Simons. Yabusele setting a screen for Simons. Nice shot by Yabusele. Yabusele's got his first points of the game.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
And so it's McCollum. He'll bring it up for Atlanta. So, Tim, after starting his NBA career with a couple seasons riding the bench in Boston, Guerschon Yabusele is back and ready for more, really thriving in his current role.
Yeah, and Kevin, in between those NBA stints, 5 years playing in China, France, and Spain, and now he finds himself a key part of the rotation, a floor-spacing big.
And that's a huge play. I mean, they need more like it because second chance points are going to be key in this game.
Probably so. That's usually a crucial element to any comeback. Here's Rizichet. The Bulls getting the bucket. McCollum outside. 6 to shoot. There's Kuminga. His 3-pointers off the mark. Bulls trail by 12. Here's Buzelis. The shot's good.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Atlanta's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. Jalen Johnson, great in the two-man game, and he talked about how he operates off the pocket pass. He said, quote, "It's simple. You got to read before the catch. Point 5, quick decisions. Just how quarterbacks have progressions with receivers, I have progressions in the pocket, and I read those. Guys?"
Okay, Allie, we thank you. Here's Rizichet. That's in, coming off the assist from McCollum. McCollum's got 5 assists in the game. And Billy Donovan wants a timeout. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. Okongwu's checked in for the Hawks. Collins checked in for Chicago. Let's check out some of the best shooting teams out there. The 4th spot held by the Hawks.
So patient on the offensive end. I mean, they're not going to force shots, and it's that selectiveness that's yielded such an impressive field goal percentage.
Bulls trail by 12. Simons surveying the D. Pass to Collins. Back to Simons. And the lead is down inside single digits. Simons has got 6 here in this quarter.
And they are absolutely stroking it from beyond the arc.
The Hawks leading by 9. McCollum outside. Okongwu with a screen on Yabusele. Outside, Kuminga. Back to Okongwu. It's good for his 8th consecutive basket in only 8 tries. Wow.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
And they are just breaking the will of their opponent.
Now, here's Simons. He's got 8. Pass to Yabusele. Shot clock at 5. 3-pointer. And the Bulls, another 3.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Atlanta's gotten cold from deep in the second quarter, just 2 of 6 from long range. Johnson with a screen on Simon. And then Johnson with the jam.
Man, that was impressive. Johnson can flat out fly.
And here's Ivy. Scoreless thus far. Yabusele in the corner. Pass to Giddey for 3. That one's not going to go. Excellent defense from Daniel.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in cracking this huge lead.
And there's the bucket from Kuminga.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Giddey the pass to Collins. Right side, Simon. And the slam dunk by Simon.
Man, oh man, look at that elevation from Simons.
Atlanta leading by 10. Outside Daniel. Here's Johnson. Chicago grabs the miss.
The defense really didn't do enough to alter that shot. It's simply a miss.
Pass to Giddey. Shoots over Kuminga. Giddey, no good.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Even after pivoting towards their youth, GA the Hawks last season had an improved record.
Yeah, they traded away a bunch of rotation veterans, but the young fellas showed they were ready to step in, and this group didn't miss a beat. Well, with his ability to both score and facilitate, McCollum really fits the combo guard label.
Bulls trail by 12. Here's Ivy. Still yet to score. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. Here's Simons. Good D by McCollum.
Well, the defense did just enough to force that miss because he is a good finisher.
And this is what Simons does best. Once he catches fire, this guy is a tough one to put out.
And so it's McCollum. He'll bring it up for the Hawks. At one point, they led by 16. Here's Johnson. It's rebounded by Giddey. Well, Chicago has gotten half their shots from three-point range to go down in the second quarter. 3 of 6 from downtown. McCollum against Giddey. From 7. And there's the bucket from Kuminga. 6 points for Jonathan Kuminga.
Yeah, Kuminga's confidence is growing down there. Now when he gets the ball inside, he's actually looking to capitalize.
And Billy Donovan wants a timeout. He's ready to talk things through with them. The Hawks making a switch here. Alexander Walker's checked in. And Chicago also making a switch. Colin Sexton, he's checked in for Anthony Simons. Bulls trail by 12. Outside, Sexton. Rebounded by McCollum.
Yeah, if you get that close to the rim, you have to capitalize. Tough to see him come up short there.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Daniels.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Chicago's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Daniels against Giddey. On the money from 12 feet away. Giddey's got 12.
That's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, and that's the effectiveness of the two-man game right there.
Bulls trail by 10. Collins passes to Yabusele. Now here's Giddey. Back to Yabusele. That 3 off the mark. Glenn has gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight. 5 of 12. Daniels passes to Okongwu. 2 points. That one goes. Okongwu's now got 6 points in the quarter.
I really like Daniels' decision-making. He is so good at reading pick and rolls and knowing when to take it himself and when to dish it.
Chicago's gone for the three-pointers 7 times here in the second and been successful 3 times. On the wing, Giddey. And they blow the whistle for a foul. He was trying to disrupt the fast break opportunity. And he'll be shooting his first free throw of the game here. And last season's most improved player. And Tim, I know you like this guy. Dyson Daniels, a rising player.
Well, Kevin, he is an elite defender, already one of the best we have in this league, and he's just getting started.
And stolen by Sexton. Here's Ivy. Rebound by the Hawks.
What a contest. That looked like a guaranteed bucket.
Back to Daniels from past the arc. And he stays with it. Tries yet again. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Bulls trail by 13. Stolen by McCollum. On the wing, Daniels. Pass to Johnson. With 1 on the clock. And so it's the Atlanta Hawks. 13 points up at the end of the period. They've had such great ball movement and shot selection, and it's led to a terrific field goal percentage. Well, we've got a moment now. Let's go courtside to Allie LaForce. Allie.
I'm here with Coach Quinn Snyder, and Coach, you're getting stops in the first half. What do you attribute to that?
Well, we're playing hard, scrambling, picking up our effort, trying to be precise and disciplined and talk, and not resting on our laurels at any point.
Hopefully you can remain active on the defensive end in the second half. Thanks, Coach.
All right, Allie, thank you for that interview. And we'll be back with more basketball in just a moment.
Thanks for stopping by, everybody. The story tonight, everything, and I mean everything, is working well for the Atlanta Hawks.
This has been a weight room game. They're just stronger on the glass, and they're playing with a mean streak, guys.
Man, what do you know about weight rooms, Kenny?
He knows how to avoid them.
Ooh.
And let's move on to the race for Rookie of the Year. A lot of young talent in the league this season.
Acclimating to the league is not that easy. These guys are already accepting the challenges and the rigors of the NBA, and they're crushing it. I'm surprised.
Yeah, I'm curious to see which rookie might take even another step and separate himself from the pack. Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. It's been one outstanding game from Onyeka Okongwu.
Well, it didn't take him long to get that double-double. Already has it halfway through the game.
For most guys, that's a night's work. It shows you how dominant he's been to this point.
Bulls trail by 13. Johnson and Okongwu man the post position. Nickeil Alexander-Walker out there with McCollum, and it's Daniels in at the small forward. So that's the Hawks 5. Ivy with the bucket.
And if Ivy can hit that shot with consistency, it really makes him a tough cover.
Johnson outside. McCollum outside. Okongwu with a screen on Sexton. Buries the long-range jumper. McCollum's got 5.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Yeah, just going back and forth. It is really competitive out there.
Now here's Giddey. On deep, Collins. C.J. McCollum comes up with the rebound.
Yeah, they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
And that's one of Daniels' greatest attributes, his poise as a playmaker.
Pass to Ivy. From outside, off the mark.
And it just feels like his poor shooting has been contagious to his entire team as they find themselves trailing.
And the officials calling for a 3-second violation.
And a moment now to check out some of the numbers for Daniels. He's putting up 9 points a game, just over 2 steals and 4 assists. And he really anchors them defensively with that tenacious play on that side of the ball.
Yeah, it's all about great energy, and he brings that part to the game. His teammates feed off of that.
Now, here's Collins. He has 5. Back to Sexton. Foul call. Looked like the D didn't get there in time, and he'll shoot free throws. And Greg, while they need more star talent, the Bulls have had only one top 5 pick in the last 17 seasons.
Yeah, it's like being on the treadmill of mediocrity, right? When that's the case, you've got to outperform your draft position. They've had some good picks in that time, but really no all-stars.
As we canvass the league and look at the landscape, some tremendous young talent on the wing, Tim. Who might be the best wing player 5 years down the road, say?
Well, I'm looking at Anthony Edwards right now because of the skill, the athletic ability, and then the competitive desire. I think he wants to be great. You'd also look at guys like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, certainly. And then you've got a guy like Cade Cunningham in Detroit who hasn't even started to scratch the surface.
Boy, you've made a great list of guys right there, for sure. And it's Giddey with the ball for the Chicago Bulls. It's a 16-point game. Yabusele setting a screen for Sexton. From downtown, and he's good on the three ball. Sexton's got 12 points in the game.
And it's important Sexton makes those. The more he hits from outside, the more the floor will open up.
Johnson, the pass to Alexander Walker. Shoots over Yabusele. No good off the front iron.
And even though he didn't get a piece of that shot, you love the pressure he puts on the shooter.
And sometimes that's all you need to do to force that miss.
Now here's McCollum. He's got 5. Outside Daniel. That's in. Coming off the assist from McCollum. McCollum's got his 9th assist in the game now. Bulls trail by 16. On the wing, Giddey. He's covered by Daniels. Outside, Sexton. Banked in off the glass. Sexton's got 7 now in this quarter.
And he is just an explosive athlete. Sexton not at all fazed by the contact.
Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Pass to McCollum. Okongwu with the screen for McCollum. Another 3 for Atlanta.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Now, here's Ivy. Defended by Alexander Walker. Ivy kicks to Giddey. Latre. Rebounded by the Hawks. Daniels has got rebound number 5 here tonight. To the middle. Here's Johnson. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist. And that's 19 points for Jalen Johnson. And Billy Donovan wants a timeout. He's going to take a few moments here to check in with his team and regroup. And here is our 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's toughest defensive teams over the course of the last 10 games. 4th, the Bulls.
And defensively, they have really set the tone lately, preventing teams from getting into any kind of rhythm against them.
McCollum against Sexton. Yabusele, a screen on McCollum. Takes a 3. The shot by Ivy, no good. Here's Atlanta. They're on a 16-7 run. Okongwu dishes to Johnson. Johnson sets the screen for Daniels. Here's Alexander Walker. 6 on the shot clock. The 3 from McCollum. Rebound by the Bulls. Giddey with it. He's got 12. It's stolen by Johnson. McCollum with the ball. Guarded now by Sexton. Pass to Alexander Walker. McCollum against Sexton. To the paint. Now, Alexander Walker. High post shot. McCollum, no good.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Okongwu against Ivy. Here's Giddey. Rebound by Alexander Walker. The Hawks leading by 19 points. Daniels not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down.
And not too common to see Daniels take a shot from there, but he adapted to what he was finding.
Sexton against McCollum. Sexton attacking. Johnson with the block. Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
Hey, Kevin. There's a lot to consider with NBA expansion, and Commissioner Silver said, quote, "What does that mean for talent? I feel great about where the talent is right now in the league, but those players have to come from somewhere. How does it work geographically? What will it mean for growing the game?" These are all good questions. Back to you.
Okay, Allie. As always, we appreciate the update. Kicks it out to Collins. Can they get it? And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. It's going to go on Onyeka Okongwu.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for the Hawks.
You love how they've lived in the paint, making the defense just consistently have to collapse and still finding ways to convert.
And they are racking up the assist totals because they're moving the ball selflessly. You're seeing great chemistry out there.
Kuminga's come in for Atlanta. And the Bulls making a change here as well. Bruce Ellis has checked in. Outside Daniels. Back to Johnson. Alexander Walker on the wing. Johnson with a screen on Sexton. Alexander Walker with the ball. He's picked up by Collins.
Well, the defense was daring him to take that shot, and it paid off.
Sexton, count it, number 5 from the floor this game. He's now 5 of 11.
And you can just see he's a different player since coming back from halftime.
And so it's Daniels who brings up the ball for the Atlanta Hawks. Earlier, they held a 23-point lead. Alexander Walker on the wing. Defended by Sexton. Back to Alexander Walker. 4 on the shot clock. Good on the jump shot. Alexander Walker's got 7 points.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Well, they are making something very difficult look simple right now.
And using that quickness to maneuver around the paint that time. What a play from Ivy.
The Hawks leading by 19. Pass to Alexander Walker. Hawks passing it around. Outside, Kuminga. Okongwu with a screen on Ivy. Daniels finds Okongwu. Good on the shot.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Bulls trail by 21. Okongwu is now starting, Tim, and coming off the bench his first handful of seasons, I think got him ready for this role he's in right now.
He has been a good defender from day one, but his offensive game now starting to show some growth. He's stretching his shooting range, and he is showing you some growth as a playmaker as well.
Atlanta's gotten 12 of their points from long range in the third quarter, going 4 of 5 shooting. Johnson with a screen on Ivy. It's tipped. Pass to Collins, and stolen by Okongwu. Here's Daniels, finished off the break. Daniels has got 9 points now in just the second half.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
Well, Chicago has gone a less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half. Here's Ivy, and it's good for 2.
And after being shut out in the first half, he is starting to come to life.
Pass to Johnson. Okongwu with a screen on Yabusele. It's stolen by Buzelis. And here they go. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
And last season, Tim, Paul Millsap retired. He was an all-star in each of his 4 years in Atlanta.
Well, he helped guide the Hawks to the Eastern Conference Finals back in 2015. That team overachieved through chemistry, and this group hopes to do the same thing.
Free throw good, Sexton. Tim, in your career, you played at every level of basketball, pro and college and before. What's the single biggest change in your mind as far as professional basketball outside the NBA?
Well, Kevin, I think globally the level of play has just risen dramatically. There's a much greater belief now that you can actually make it to the league, even if you're playing outside this country. And then the G League has created a much more streamlined path for those who want to work their way into the league.
G League has been terrific.
Sure has.
Now here's Hield. He's got 8. And Kuminga throws it down.
That's a solid screen by Kuminga and an even better finish.
Now here's Jones. Sexton on the wing. Back to Jones. 5 to shoot. Pass to Sexton. Over Hield. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Sexton's got 13 points now in the quarter. Here's Ricochet, covered by Simon.
Ricochet so talented with the ball in his hands.
Bulls trail by 19. Right side, Sexton. Here's Buzelis. Hands it from downtown. Buzelis has got 5.
Yeah, it's such a sweet three-point stroke there, and it can really open things up inside because as good as he shoots it, it forces the opposing bigs to have to step out on the perimeter.
And Kuminga throws it down.
Yeah, just throw it up there and let Kuminga do the rest. What an athlete.
Simon's on the wing, guarded by Ricochet. The shot's good from Simon.
And that's almost automatic anytime he can get the ball in that position.
41 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Bulls trail by 16. Now Jones. Smith outside. Pass to Simons. Over Hield. And there's Simons on the assist by Smith. 16 points for him.
Gets one to go. It's been a great personal night for him, but those mean a lot less if you're losing.
Here's Ricochet. Three-pointer Hield. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so it's the Atlanta Hawks with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. We come back right after this. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Well, the vision, the placement of the pass, and then the timing. You just can't do it any better.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Taking a look at the Bulls, they've got Jones. Josh Giddey is out there with Buzelis. Then it's Anthony Simons. And it's Smith in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
Giddey the pass to Simons. Smith sets the pick for Simons. Kuminga against Smith. Atlanta with the rebound. Earlier, they held a 23-point lead. Hield outside.
Come get it, come get it.
60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth. Landale pass to Hield. And a wide open look for McCollum. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. McCollum's got 9 points now in just the second half. Bulls trail by 17. And here is Simon. Pass to Jones. Stolen by McCollum. And oh, here we go. McCollum's got it. The fast break chance. Landale with the bucket.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
And it's Jock Landale with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Here's Giddey. And it's Rizachet with the rebound.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
A true highlight of Ricochet's game, his ability to just knock it down from beyond.
And here are the Bulls now, following the three by Atlanta. Smith, the pass to Jones. Smith with a screen on McCollum. Count that one. One thing we see sometimes, players opting to represent themselves when it comes to signing a contract. In other words, Tim, they don't have an agent. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think most players, Kevin, understand that the numbers are pretty set, particularly for the superstar. If you know you're going to get a supermax, why not keep more of what you make? Why pay an agent?
That's a good point. Kept alive. Simons, that's in for his 8th bucket tonight. A hot 8 for 11 shooting so far.
And this is his primary role out here, score the basketball. And if he gets hot, it's almost impossible to stop.
Here's Landale. Charity stripe shot. And it's Rizachet missing.
That's great shot selection, just poor execution. If you're going to take those mid-range shots, you've got to knock them down.
Chalk up 2 there.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. And timeout is called by Quinn Snyder. There was no hesitating. He wants to talk to the team right now. Okongwu's checked in for Jock Landale. And Chicago also making a switch. Collins is checked in. Hield kicks to Okongwu. He sinks the 11-footer. Okongwu's now got 24 points.
And not just a scorer. Hield is solid at reading when his guys are open for a look.
Simons finds Jones. And here's Collins. Outside, Simons. Jones against McCollum. Just 4 to shoot. Jones, no luck. Atlanta leading by 18. Inside. Here's Kuminga. Count it.
We've all fallen in love with the three-point shot, but that is how the game was designed to be played. Down low, get close, open looks.
Now here's Jones. Pass to Simons. Outside, Jones. You know, Tim, you hear some players now feeling they're being unfairly criticized. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I do believe it can get personal at times, but listen, if you are in this league, I think it helps to have thick skin because you are going to be criticized from time to time.
But players do pay attention, don't they? They know what's being said and written.
They pay a lot more attention than they let on, Kevin, believe me. And if they're not listening, somebody in their inner circle is, I promise you that.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Jalen Johnson's checked in for Jonathan Kuminga. Daniels comes in for Zachary Rizachet. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker in for Hield. And here is Simon. After Jalen Johnson getting his shot to go from deep. Pass to Jones. On the wing, Giddey. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Outside Daniels. Here's McCollum. Alexander Walker on the wing. Johnson with a screen on Simon. And the slam dunk by Johnson.
Well, he is a very mobile 6'9" wing, and Johnson is showing you he's a perfect pick-and-roll partner.
Pass to Giddey, and stolen by Daniels. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
What a great sequence. You gotta love the effort. That's big time.
Now, here's Simon. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. One thing is certain about Anthony Simons, the guy is a pure scorer.
Well, it comes so naturally to him. He's got a great handle, and he can get his shot off whenever he wants. Plus, he's got limitless range. Well, this league has so many great guards. At times, Anthony Simons flies a little bit under the radar, but he's still very, very young, and his ability to score is going to keep him on the radar.
Here's Sean Yabusele. He's checked in for the Bulls. Sexton comes in for Jones. Here's Daniels. Back to McCollum from outside the arc. A shot's good on the assist by Daniels. Daniels has got 6 assists now in the game. And Simons has got the ball here for the Bulls. And GA, just when you think you've seen it all, last season a father and son playing as teammates, NBA history continues to be made with the Jameses.
Yeah, LeBron and Bronny James taking the court together. And if other players can emulate the longevity of LeBron, perhaps it won't be the last time we see it happen.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
Chicago's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Simons, the pass to Yabusele. From deep. The shot's good from Simons. Simons has got 11 in the second half.
That's his first from distance this half, which gives him 3 for the night.
Atlanta with the ball. They're on a 17-7 run. Johnson with a screen on Simons. And it's McCollum in the corner. Offline with his 3.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Got a piece of it. Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. Launches the 3, and he's good on the 3-ball. McCollum's got 9 points in the quarter.
And that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
Bulls are gone 5 of 11 from the field in the fourth quarter. Sexton the pass to Collins. And as we've seen, Greg, navigating this age of social media can be difficult for an NBA player.
Yeah, a momentary indiscretion can get broadcast to the whole world. So there's a need for caution that's probably higher than in decades past.
Now, Alexander Walker. After Jalen Johnson missing on the last 3-pointer.
Well, and this has been their strategy throughout the fourth period. We'll see how it pans out.
Well, they are hunting deep shots, but they'll take the layup if you give them one.
And they came out of the locker room after halftime with a much more physical approach than what we saw in that first half.
Atlanta making some changes. Kuminga comes in for Johnson. And Zachary Rizachet is subbed in for Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Ivy's checked in for the Bulls. You know, Tim, throughout his career, C.J. McCollum has been the model of consistency.
Well, you can count on him to get you 20 with efficient shooting, Kevin. We've seen it now for over a decade, and I love his calm, steady demeanor. It stabilizes his team.
Atlanta making a switch here. Vincent's checked in, out to the wing. Shot clock at 6. There's the 3. It's all in by the Bulls. Collins has got 6 rebounds in the game. Now, here's Sexton. Defended by Vincent. Sexton kicks to Giddey. Yabusele in the corner. The 3-ball. It's rebounded by Kuminga. Kuminga's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Rizachet with it. This seems to be an era, Tim, of parity in the NBA, but some say there has been a lack of rivalries as well, kind of the culprit.
Well, I think it's tough to have rivalries as often now because you need some sort of a history in the postseason, and I just don't think we've had it. Kevin, also, I think it's because some of the stars have changed teams as frequently as they have, makes those rivalries less likely.
Can you think of the last real rivalry we've had in the postseason, even going to the finals?
I think it has to be Steph's Golden State Warriors and LeBron's Cleveland Cavaliers, 4 straight finals appearances.
Here's Giddey following the 3 by Atlanta. Here's Okongwu.
Well, this is a good reminder for anybody who thinks he's too small for a 5. His athletic ability totally levels the playing field.
On the wing, Giddey. Guarded by Rizachet. Shot by Collins, no good.
You really need to take advantage of those looks because the defense won't give you many of them.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Atlanta.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And you can mark this one down in the W column. It'll mark their 23rd of the season.
And after dropping game 1 in this matchup, they managed to take the second of a 3-game season series. No question, that's a morale booster.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Onyeka Okongwu.
Well, offensively, he was about as locked in as you can be, and his team continued to find him.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hawks. Jacques Landale comes in for Okongwu, and Hield subbed in for Dyson Daniel. Hield can't hit. Now, here's Ivy. Not a lot of room, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
No, interior defense doesn't hold back against Ivy, but he just explodes right by them and gets it to go.
Now, Rizachet. And so it's the Hawks taking care of business in this one. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And that about wraps it up. Alongside Tim Legler, Greg Anthony, and our reporter, Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching, folks. But first, let's reveal our player of the game, Onyeka Okongwu.